Hey, welcome to another edition of Shut Up, I'm going to teach you something. Today we're going to teach you how to save money on your groceries. We're going to the farmer's market. We're going to take this stuff, we're going to can it up. We're going to basically come here, buy stuff when it's in season, make our sauces, make our salsa, make all that good stuff, and can it up, save a whole lot of money. Let's go inside, see what's going on.
It's cold in here.
Okay, so for a potato wedges, we get a 50-pound bag of potatoes here for $12. 50 pounds, a lot of potatoes for $12. 5-pound bag is $3.99. Alright, now for our jellies and our apples, we're going to use the green apples. When you use the skins on these, the pack, it's got more pectin in it and it helps it gel up a lot better. So we're going to take a case of those. They're $27 for a case, but you'll see how much we get out of a case of apples. It's a lot as well. Okay, the seasons you really save money. This ground cumin seed we use in our salsa. What, $3.99?
$3.19 for ground cumin.
$3.19 for ground cumin.
It's 2 ounces.
Oh, it's 2 ounces for $3.19. Black pepper is $4.99.
$4.19 for this coarse ground pepper, 4 ounces.
4 ounces for $4.19.
And then
you got some garlic salt for like $3.79. You get big old things, like hell of a lot cheaper.
garlic powder, 3.2 ounces, $2.99, and this is the generic brand. If you went to the
Alright, I guess with the freeze, our tomatoes got hit. The prices of them went up a little bit. You got our round tomatoes. They used to be $11 for a 25-pound case. Now they're $13. Plum tomatoes, I think they were $13. Now they're $16. It's still a good deal when you make it out. We're going to get about 100 pounds of them round, probably 100 pounds of the plum. We're going to make our salsa and our spaghetti sauce out of it. Alright, there's our plum tomatoes, $2.19 a pound. The $3.29 a pound for the round tomatoes, and $3.49 for those. Unreal. Ugly ripe tomatoes, $3.79 a pound. And you tell me how much you could get 25 pounds for. Oh, there's $2.49 a pound. That ain't... We are getting 100 pounds. Okay, for spaghetti sauces, we're getting tomato paste thickened up for our tomatoes. So we're going to buy a case of that, $33 a case. Alright, so with the onions, we're not buying a ton of them. These things are like $2 a bag. So we're going to get some of those. $1.99 a pound. There you go, that's about $3. Probably a little bit more, maybe 4. Some of these for our sauce and our tomato sauce. You know, we don't need a whole bunch of that. It's still cheap. $1.59 a pound for the yellow ones. So, and we paid what? $1.99. So there's your $1.99. Alright, so we're going to try another thing of pimento cheese. We got red peppers here. This is what we're going to make our pimentos out of. We're going to skin them and put it in the cheese.
This is $11 and change, and this
for
is
$5
for 5 pounds. and you have to shred yourself. And this is 5 pounds of shredded, same type of cheese for $7.59. So we're gonna go with the $7.59 already shredded, so we don't have to do the work.
That's a whole hell of a lot of pimento cheese right there.
There you go.
Cheese $4.99, 16 ounces. We got the cheese for $11.39 a pack. It's 120 slices.
Kraft White American singles, 24 slices for $2.79.
Now here's where they're gonna get you. Not the farmer's market, but life in general. Sugar and flour and all that kind of crap is going through the roof. Right here we're gonna buy it by the 50-pound bag of $33.99. And what are you gonna do? You might as well buy it now because it's just gonna keep going higher and higher. All right, 10 pounds of sugar. $6.19 a pound, or $6.19 for 10 pounds. We're gonna go ahead and ring all this up. Go home and can it. Show you how to preserve all of this stuff so it doesn't go bad. You can't sit this on the counter. You'll be sorry. It's time to blanch some tomatoes. Are you ready? Huh? Okay, so now we got all our tomatoes. What we got to do now is we got to blanch them. It's basically you take the skins out, take the little core out, just get the good meaty part of the tomato. That's what we're going to make our sauce out of. Okay, to do this, you just get one of these big old pots here. You get it boiling with water. Take your tomatoes, just dip them down in there for a second. Now what this is going to do, this is going to make the skin separate from the tomatoes. When I'm doing salsa, I don't leave it in here as long because I don't want my tomatoes cooked as much. But when we're making spaghetti sauce, we're going to cook the tomatoes down anyway. So, you know, I'll leave them in there and let them get real hot and where it's easier to peel. Okay, now what you do now is you reach in there and you pull them skins off. And she's putting them over here. When we basically get a little assembly line going, one peels the skin. Okay, and then the next person, what they'll do is they'll cut it in half, and they'll cut the little cores out of them just by doing a little V, you know, because you don't want that in your salsa. And then once the cores are cut out, they'll take and they'll put it into our big pot. Definitely the trick to this is to make the kids do it. You just get it's making a family project. What we have is we have Kayla and Austin. They're actually peeling the skins off, and Mama is V'ing them out. And what I'm doing is I'm blanching them over here, and then going to start canning them here shortly. Okay, so while they're doing all of that, I have our cheese. We'll put it in the smaller little usable deals so you don't have to keep all this and it goes bad in the refrigerator and all that. We're going to seal them down in our food saver. It's actually the second time we use this bag. We figured per foot, it's about 50 cents a bag. So you want to get multiple uses out of the bags if you can. Now I always like to seal it twice just to make sure that it holds pretty well. And this stuff's important when you're buying in bulk, because if you buy in bulk and just leave it in the fridge, it's all going to go bad. So, common sense. Spend you a little bit of money and get this stuff. Use it for a lifetime. There you go. It's sealed cheese. Okay, what I have here is we have two 25-pound boxes of tomato that are all skinned, and we got the stems out of them. Now, here's the fun part. You got to wash your hands really good, and I did. You just have to trust me. And you just got to smush them. You're going to smush it all. This is going to be your sauce. And it turns it all into liquid. You don't want really big chunks. Alright, what we're going to do now is we're going to put my tomato paste in here. Last time I waited till when I was cooking on the stove and we opened up the jar to put the tomato paste. But since we got these big old things of tomato paste, we're going to go ahead and can that up too. Okay, so what we did is we put some oil and Italian seasoning in there. And we're going to saute our peppers up with that. You know, this is peppers that we bought a while back, and we just been freezing them, waiting for this special moment when we're going to buy 100 pounds of tomatoes and make some spaghetti sauce. So we're going to do that, and we're going to put onions in with it as well.
We got some whole oregano and some Italian seasoning and salt and pepper to taste.
Okay, so now what we're going to do is start getting our water boiling in our canner. Make sure that you always have this in the bottom so that your jars don't bust. You're also going to put a little bit of vinegar in there. It kind of helps the life of your jars. So I got my jars washing in the dishwasher. Okay, so once I get my jars in here and get my water and turn it on, I'm just going to seal this down to help it heat up faster. And that's going to get real steamy in there, and it's going to sterilize everything really well, because you don't want any germs or bacteria, because it'll make your food go bad and you die of botulism, and you'll say, man, that guy was nuts. Now with your spaghetti sauce, what you want to do is bring it to a boil. Once it comes to a boil, let it cook there for like 5 minutes. Make sure you're stirring it so it ain't sticking to the bottom, and then let it put it down on medium and let it simmer there for a while, and it'll be simmering the whole time. But you need to boil your lids, because that gets them all sterile too. Remember, we're going hot lids, hot jars, and hot spaghetti. Okay, so now I'm going to take my jars out. They're nice and sterilized. I'm just going to pour the water that's in the jars out. And then we're going to take our spaghetti sauce, and we are going to fill the jars up to about 1 inch to the top. We're going to go ahead and put 2 tablespoons of salt and 2 tablespoons of lemon juice, and this is going to help it cure. It's going to keep it good. And you're going to take a napkin and you're going to take and wipe the lid off really well, because you don't want no junk in between there screwing up your seal. We're going to grab out a lid with the top. We're going to put it on top, and we're going to put it over here and wait till we get all of them done. And once we get all of them done, we're going to put them in the canner and cook them for 25 minutes. Okay, now that we got all of our jars filled, we went ahead and put them back in here. We got it on high. That's how much 7 jars took. We'll take our lid and we're going to put it on there. So we're going to let this sit and let it start steaming for a little bit. It's starting to steam. And you see this right here is poking up. That means the pressure's starting to build up in there. What we're going to do is put a little 10-pound weight on there. Once you get a steady stream of steam coming out, you know that you have 10 pounds of pressure in your canner. So what you're going to do is you're going to set your timer for 25 minutes. Okay, what I do when it gets about 20 minutes, we had it set for 25 minutes, is I'll go ahead and turn it off. And you don't touch it. You let it cool down on its own. You don't try to force it. You'll know when it's cooled down, because the steam will stop coming off, and this little button right here will go down on its own. Now that this thing has went down, taking this the little weight off up here, the pressure's off of it. It's hot as can be. That was hot. I shouldn't have done that. You just kind of back your face away from it and turn it, just in case, but we know it's good. And woo, la la. We have canned stuff. Some people like to let it cool by itself here, but I've got 7 jars done here, and I got a whole thing over here I got to do. So what I do, pull them out. They're still hot, and the lids are still bubbled up on it because they're super hot. And I put it on a clean towel. This is where I store them, and I let them cool over here on the towel, you know, till tomorrow. And then I'll wipe them off with a rag real good, just to, because they'll kind of turn white, just like when you do stuff in the dishwasher. Wipe them off so they look good, and store them up. And this is supposed to be good for, you know, I don't know, in older days they do it all year. 21 jars, I got 14 jars here, and I got 7 over there I'm letting cool off from the pan. And we got enough spaghetti for dinner tonight. So we went ahead and we made our own noodles too. It's the first time I made my own spaghetti noodles. They look freaking rocking. We have 21 jars of spaghetti sauce. That was 50 pounds of plum tomatoes. Got about 40 bucks. It's about $2 a jar.